going on, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Action Sunday. This week, I'm looking at The Mummy Returns. I was hesitant on doing this movie because I've technically reviewed some more Mummy movies, but I feel like, you know what? Why not? I've been putting it off for some time. How about I just put my 2 cents out there? This movie's been out for a long time, so why the heck not? Let's just look back on this interesting movie. So yeah. So as you know, when you first think of The Mummy, you think of horror. You know, the original Mummy movie with Boris Karloff back in the 30s. Well, of course, that was then. Then, like around late 90s, early 2000s, Universal announced that they were going to reboot the Mummy franchise, and that's what they did. But somehow they turned it more into an action-adventure series. And, of course, I felt like, okay. So it's kind of deviating from the horror aspects, and we're focused more on the action, which, of course, in a way, I felt like, okay, but it still had some of the horror elements, like especially when it came to and of course, the source material, the character of Imhotep, and all these different characters. Of course, obviously, they changed things up. They want to modernize it. Well, I would say, for that story. And, of course, you get something special. And now let's see. The first Mummy movie was a hit. The sequel, let's see. I felt like it was just as good as the first, but something just feels off. But anyway, for those of you that have not seen it, stop this movie right now, go find it and watch it, because what the hell have you been living the past X amount of years? But anyway, for those of you that are not familiar with this, so in the prologue at the beginning of the sequel, they introduce a new character, the Scorpion King, played by the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Yes. So they explain his whole backstory in a little bit. They don't go too much, but of course, the whole Scorpion King tale is a story for another day, and that's a whole different animal. If you guys want me to review the entire franchise for that, let me know. Okay, I can do it. All right. But anyway, back to The Mummy. Somehow. They give the whole backstory, and supposedly his wrist, the wrist of the bracelet of Anubis, somehow the O'Connell family find it, they dig it up, and then of course it just goes on a whole whirlwind adventure, which of course, dun dun dun, somehow Imhotep gets resurrected. So it's essentially just building up for this showdown between these two mummies, as I would say. So yeah, it's gonna that. I thought that was really interesting, but of course, I kind of marked out as a kid when I realized, oh my God, The Rock's in this movie! Yay, I love him! And even though he was only in the movie for literally the first couple minutes, but was still enough. But then again, now I'm going to talk about the rest of the movie. But wait a minute, the final act, does he fight the Scorpion King? Yes, but it's a digitally imposed Rock's face on this character of this Scorpion King, no pun intended. It's crazy to think about that, but the rest of the movie's all right. But after looking back in a time capsule, it's like, man, it's like the digital effects have not aged well. But of course, back then it was impressive. Nowadays, it just looks like crap. And of course, everything's got to be digital these days. You know what? What happened to practical effects from people? Go back to that. But still, I really love this whole movie, okay? Like, the settings is just great. I really like it. The dialogue is just great. These characters are just fun to watch. But, of course, I've seen this so many times, but I didn't start to notice some anachronisms, especially my favorite scene in the entire movie, the London bus chase. Now, which, of course, that's the anachronism. This is supposed to be set in the 30s. The London buses didn't come around until the 50s. So, wonk, wonk. But besides that, it's still a fun part of the movie. That, and of course, the epic adventure of finding where the resting place is of the Scorpion King. It's still one hell of an adventure. Arnold Vosloo as the Mummy, holy shit, he still shines as as Imhotep. Not much else I can say. It's still as fun, but although when you look back at it, it's like, oh my God, some of this stuff is really dated, but it's still a great story. I don't think and you can say it kind of gets old after multiple reviewings, but you got to think about this. It's a movie. You get it, okay? But of course, I really miss the horror aspects. And of course, I definitely miss some of the aspects that they did in the Hammer remake. But of course, then again, that was a different Mummy. That was Karis, not Imhotep. So yeah, that's something you should know. Yeah, if you want me to talk about mummies and all that, you can try to go find some of my old mummy reviews. They're probably on this channel, or go find any other mummy review that anyone has put out. But overall, it's still fun. It's an adventure. It's more of an adventure than a horror movie. But I still love some of the things that they really just brought to life. You know, where it's just spine chilling, or you're expecting it, then it just gets you. All right. Anyway, if I had to give The Mummy Returns a score, I'm gonna give The Mummy Returns. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. It's all right. Like I said, things in this movie just haven't aged well after multiple viewings and all that, but everything else works. It just works, okay? And of course, if you want me to talk about the Scorpion King spinoffs, let me know. All right, that does for tonight. I know what you think. Thumbs this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesome videos.